Looking at Persistence Labs, I'm very curious at what you guys do because I know that you guys are all about, Bitcoin Fi. Like there's DeFi and then there's, DeFi for Bitcoin kind of essentially. What do you mean by that? Like what is the Bitcoin Fi space? Is that well established? Is that something that you guys are pioneering? Give us a little bit more insight.
So, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's a term Bitcoin Fi. I think maybe we don't even need to have the term Bitcoin Fi. Like in a way, I think it's kind of DeFi, but on Bitcoin. But currently it's being used as like a differentiator between DeFi, I think, on Ethereum or other ecosystems and the DeFi, which is kind of coming up on Bitcoin. I think so far, if anyone would talk to you about DeFi, everyone by definition kind of assumes that's typically just on Ethereum mostly, and then obviously you have a few other chains, but it's not on Bitcoin. And there's a reason for that, because Bitcoin has never been the center of activity when it comes to DeFi. It was just not possible. Now, more recently, there have been, I mean, quite a few innovations around the Bitcoin ecosystem, a couple of like important kind of advancements. And there's a lot of projects who have seen that and are also kind of diving into the opportunity to kind of recreate a DeFi ecosystem on top of Bitcoin this time. Like Bitcoin never had that programmability aspect of it, which Ethereum had. Like Ethereum pioneered that in a way with smart contracts, right? And really having that programmability aspect as the center of the Ethereum ecosystem. Now on Bitcoin, that was never the thing. The Bitcoin was just supposed to be like you hold BTC, it's digital gold, but it's nothing more than that. The programmability was kind of left behind as a problem to maybe or maybe not solve later. Now that has kind of been tackled or is being tackled at the moment, like programmability through various things, whether it's directly on the Bitcoin L1 itself, or whether it's through actual like layer twos on top of Bitcoin, or even like a lot of side chains now. But so Bitcoin DeFi in a way is growing, right? Like, so people are actually trying to build DeFi applications on Bitcoin. And I expect that everything we've seen so far on Ethereum we'll see on Bitcoin as well at some point. Just a matter of time, I think. At least everything that's kind of successful on Ethereum, people will try it on Bitcoin as well, because it's such a much bigger ecosystem, right? Like it has so many more holders, users. We don't know yet whether these people will be DeFi like curious or not. But the user base is there. The attention on Bitcoin is so much bigger. The value of the asset itself, it's like it's 3, 4, 5 times bigger still than Ethereum, right? So I think everything will kind of be tried on Bitcoin as well. So with that massive growth in like Bitcoin DeFi, or like whatever that's coming up there, especially all these like layer twos, similar as how you have Optimism, Arbitrum, Base, whatever on the Ethereum side, you have tons of Bitcoin like side chains or L2s. We already see it. There's about 50 projects at least that I know of that are building layer twos on Bitcoin. So what we see with persistence is that that's all great and it's all good for DeFi and Bitcoin to kind of come up and bloom. But if there's no interoperability between those layers, I think there's going to be a lot of hurdles for users to kind of explore those different things. And we see that on the Ethereum side as well. There is actually a lot of activity between those chains or from one side chain to another. And on Ethereum, it's still relatively simple to go back to Ethereum and then from Ethereum to another layer, layer two. On the Bitcoin side, that's pretty tricky. It's pretty difficult because Bitcoin itself is very slow. So eventually what we're looking at building or establishing is really an interoperability solution between the Bitcoin layer twos and make it very easy to do things between the different L2s rather than to focus on one itself.